Good morning. Welcome to Buckwheat Farms Magic Emporium and Ballroom. This is Sustainable Saturdays, episode number 9. Hope you've been enjoying our videos. Make sure you subscribe and like us. Today, it's actually Christmas Day, another Saturday on the farm. And what I've got in line for you today is maybe try to breed our rabbits. Got some work in the greenhouse, some work on the microgreens and stuff, but also I've got some of the behind the scenes work. I'm going to be putting together a new website today and rearranging that and making it so that you'll be able to purchase products from us on our website. And also I'm putting together a newsletter for my pig subscribers and soon to be rabbit and microgreen and maybe mushroom subscribers as well, that I'll be doing a monthly newsletter. But for now, let's go out and see if we can get the rabbits to do it. Well, the deed has been done, and Snowball didn't have to make a walk of shame, but it happened so quick. I was going to try to film it, but it happened so stinking quick, and they were in and out literally so quick. And then Snowball decided she'd had enough and started to go for the crotch bite, and that's when I knew I needed to pull her out. It's Sunday morning, and it's time to start getting ready for our first market in about 10 days now, actually, 10 or 11 days. We'll be at the Mulberry Market January 5th, which is a Wednesday. But so I'll start off by pre-soaking. I've got my seeds out that we'll be offering this week. We will have, in addition to alfalfa sprouts, which I'll start later, we're going to have some buckwheat microgreens. We're going to have some wheatgrass, some broccoli and Brussels sprout mix, and beets. And so I'll go ahead and start soaking my seeds now. Like I said, the broccoli and Brussels sprouts, I'll direct sow those later on this afternoon. But for now, I'll get the seeds started. The seeds are soaking, so I'll cover them up and let them soak for the appropriate time. Buckwheat seeds have to soak for 24 hours, so those will probably sow tomorrow. But the wheat and the beet seeds, I may be able to get those in tonight. And then when I sow those, I'll also sow my broccoli and Brussels sprouts mix at the same time. Now I'm going to clean off the area where the seeds will be sprouting. I cleared out this bookshelf that had been in the back of the office, and I'm going to use it for my grow out box. I've got this, it's a dollar shower curtain liner that I'm going to put up over the front of this thing, and that'll keep the light out of there. I've got my seeds in there now soaking, and while that's going on, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to try growing potatoes in my aquaponics system. I've sliced the first set of seed potatoes here to get made just cuts where I get the eyes. What I'll do is I'll plant them in these little potato bags here using coffee grounds, and maybe throw a few rabbit pellets in there. And then I'm going to place those in these little trays here I picked up again at the Dollar Tree. No, these I picked up at the Dollar Tree. These I picked up at Ollie's, and I'll put the bags of potatoes in there, and then it'll go into the aquaponics system, and we'll see how it works. I've got the first bag cut, filled in, and set up in the aquaponics system. Now I'll go cut the potatoes and start the second bag. Well, we've got our first batch of microgreens from Buckwheat Farms bowled up and ready to go. We've got wheatgrass in the back. It'll have to be blacked out for 4 days. And then we've got up next our beets, and both of those were soaking all afternoon. The beets will be 6 to 8 days blacked out, so they'll be in there a little bit longer. And then up front here, we've got our broccoli and Brussels sprouts mix, which didn't require soaking, and it has to be blacked out for 4 to 5 days. So I've still got buckwheat that we'll sow in the morning. It it needs to soak overnight. So let's hope this harvest comes in this for our first market. Now it's time to go spend some time with my wife. Monday morning, and the buckwheat is going into the box. And then once that's all in the box, we will clean up and first feed the animals. Life on the farm. So the pigs have been fed, the chickens have been fed, the rabbits have been fed. It's time to go in and feed Charlene, Dad, and I breakfast after I cleaned up my microgreen tools here. And then we've got a slight emergency on the mundane work front. We're out of ink, so Charlene and I have to make a quick run to get ink so she can print off her work for the day. Well, I got one more day of sowing crops according to the sowing with the moon. I don't know how that's going to work with my microgreens. I may just have to cross my fingers on that, but I went ahead and sowed some carrots into our sweet potato bed, and then added some of our super duper nitrogen rabbit pellets on top of it with some soil, and got a few more hours of daylight left, maybe an hour of daylight left. So I will beautiful evening, I will take, and that bed over there is my asparagus bed. I'm going to put the rest of this soil and poop in there, and then I'm probably going to go in. This is some of the planned destruction that comes with sustainable permaculture. I turned the pigs loose in here. There were blackberry bushes there and growing along here, and they'd kind of gotten out of hand. The pigs, of course, took down most of the blackberry bush, but mainly what they did was they loosened it up. And let me see if I can get close enough to see. This stuff right here is called wiregrass. This stuff here is called wiregrass. So I took 4 cuttings that I will get started in the aquaponics system. I'll trim those up, put some rooting compound on them, and put those in the water. Well, it's Wednesday, and this time next week we will be preparing for our first market. But today I'm going to be clearing out some of these treasures that I found yesterday, some more beautiful pallets. I'll be able to convert the entire wall in the office, close that off, make that a whole area, grow area back there. Lots of things I can do with this. So in the next few days, it's barren days, no seed sowing, maybe constructing time. I had a few minutes before breakfast, so I decided to go ahead and take that big pellet apart. It was a lot easier. It'll be a lot easier hauling these smaller pieces than that big hunker. And then I've still got these two to work with. So now we're going to wait for Z-Beans to bring our beans out, and we're going to pick up a load of beans today. So I'll take the haul around to the back. This is the haul of coffee grounds that we got yesterday. It was about 100 pounds, 4 bags. We'll take it around, put it in the bin, and get the day started. The bin that holds the coffee grounds is full once again. It's a good thing. We'll be setting up this week to get ready for the Saturday market. Next Saturday, that is. So we got to start getting our microgreens ready, and then I'm going to start figuring out a way to use these coffee grounds to grow our mushrooms as well. Even though this is a barren time and there's no seed sowing, there's still plenty to go on. I've got to get my stuff ready for next week's market. For Saturday, the Saturday market, I'm kind of on a 10-day rotational basis. Proper planning is good. Preparation is good. Speaking of preparation, the other thing that I'll be doing in the next couple of days is getting my trays ready to start growing my seedlings, get my seedlings started. I'm going to be starting some seedlings inside, but today I'll be taking some cuttings from our fruit trees and get those started in the aquaponics. That's to get ready for spring. So what I'll have happen, as my plan is that by the time the cuttings are ready for me to be able to pull them and put them into pots, that my seedlings will be ready to go into the aquaponics system, and we'll start pumping that up. But anyway, that's the plan. We'll see how it works. You know about that thing about plans and farms, right? We'll see how it goes. It's New Year's Eve morning. Fed the animals for the last time in 2021. This has been a really good year. I've got a lot of stuff I'm going to be doing today. It's a Friday morning. I got some fence line I'm going to be running, some repairs I'm going to be making around here in the next few days, but I'll film that in next week's content. I'm going to be putting this together today, so I wanted to close out and wish you a happy new year, and thank you for joining us this entire year. Our journey's been hard. We've struggled, but we're making it. And as we go into the next year, we're looking at things like the microgreens. We're starting to move to market. We're mushrooms coming in. Pig shares are starting to sell. We've got the pigs are producing. Rabbits, we just made it, hoping to have rabbits in some kits sometime in January. We'll keep you informed on that. And the chickens have started laying eggs again. And now it's time to start getting ready for spring planting and everything that goes on with that. So it's a never-ending cycle to running the farm, but every day's different, and that's why I enjoy it so much. So thank you. I hope you've enjoyed taking the journey with us, and keep track of us in 2022. It's going to be a big year for us at Buckwheat Farms. A lot of things Charlene and I are looking at, talking about doing in this year. You may be surprised, but anyway, we love you. Namaste.